All right, so in terms of Nathan is actually going to be taking an extended break from the campaign if he ever comes back at all. He prepared a short thing for me to say to you guys about it. I just want you guys to know there's no like animosity in it. It's just he needs to take some time away from it. So he says, "Hey guys, sad to say, but I just need my Saturday to take better care of my mental health. COVID has affected my life in a lot of different ways. To say just a little, it's brought up some depressive thoughts and moods that are familiar to me, and I want to make sure I take care of it now rather than later. Kor will be with you until he can return to his love, Kaito. Thanks again for being good people. I plan to return someday. I love you all, and we'll all talk soon, I'm sure." And he asked me to read that to you. So it's not like he hates the campaign or he hates us. It's just he needs to take some time. So just ask that everybody be respectful of that and don't give him a hard time for quitting or anything, you know? Not that you guys would, but just to be clear.
Yeah, no, I understand. That's the same reason I had to leave Nathan's campaign. So
yeah, I get it.
Definitely understand.
Cool. All right. So with that being done, welcome adventurers to today's episode of The Rising Hand. I believe we don't need too much of a recap, but does somebody want to give us the high points?
Okay, just so we're aware, I did like an intensive recap because
Awesome.
we didn't have a video for last week.
That's fine. Go for it.
So, all right. Let's see. So Tate awoke abruptly looking for B-Rad. He was impressed by him, like someone finally like challenged him. So he invited everyone back to the ship, but Tito was still playing his lyre. So he and everyone else decided to stay and let Tito finish the song with his new friend. Tate also loved the song. After a few drinks, Hezrian was feeling them, and Clara had a drink and invited some people to dance. Kor and Claribold were talking about shooting an arrow into the ceiling. Claribold didn't have a bow, so he was like, nah. Hezrian heard the whole discussion and shot an Eldritch Blast into the ceiling. Lex was off to the side swaying, stopped, and then fell back after seeing that. Hezrian went to dance with Kalora, and so did Tate. Kalora also persuaded Tate to dance. After the song ended, Captain Tate and the gang, we all left to go to a ship. He brought the ship closer by a whistle. Zafir, Kor, and Narfarin all covered their ears, but no one else did, so we had this ringing for a few hours. Once stepping down the ladder through the levels, we got to the bottom of the ship where there's like storage and some of the crew. The crew consisted of 7 people, less than the others, but seems like enough. So you had Stockley, who's the first mate, Presley, Lindell, Horton, Archibald, and Wyatt. Then the captain brought us to his quarters. We all sat at the table, Tate at the head, B-Rad next to him, per his request, and Clara on the other side, excitedly. He was entertaining us with food and drinks. Lex and Zafir went to the trinkets that were on a bookcase by the window. Apparently he was a collector of odd objects of sorts. Zafir was very enthused, and Lex was inquisitive. Zafir found out one of the items was a pistol, and he also took a seat at the table. Lex took the opposing head directly across from the captain. Tate wanted to know B-Rad's story. He seemed honestly enthralled and had no interest in anyone else, even though Lex, tried to talk to him with thieves' cant. The group decided to let take us on the journey to Stale. However, he required 250 in gold and interesting items, for he is a collector after all. Clara gave up her cheese cents. Kor gave up Tigger with 3 Gs, and Lex gave up Boomerfang. In turn, Tate had to help transport our horses. Zafir, Hezrian, Kalora, and Claribold went to tell the other ships that we no longer needed their services. Kalora also tried to find a way to honorably pay for docking. However, that late at night wasn't going to happen. Then they went to go get Aluharad and Atior from the tavern. All the while on the ship, Narfarin got drunk for the first time and headed to bed. Probably needs to get drunk more effectively. Kor went to sleep. Tito performed. B-Rad hung out with Captain Tate. Lex and Logan kind of mused around the lower level. Lex taking in every detail, Logan looking at the books. And then Lex decided to retire and study her hood again, which was null. When the other half of the party came back, Chlora tried to make friends with the youngest crewman. Zafir approached Lex about her hood and decided to look at his gauntlet. He also came up with nothing. The whole crew went to bed. The next day, the Rising Hand went to the shops before arranging passage for their horses, went into the shop for weapons, which was the pink sword.
Yes.
Zafir and B-Rad were very invested with all the pink weapons. The next shop was, I had these put in my notes. What was the apothecary?
This'll do nicely.
This'll do nicely. I don't know why I didn't save. Then Lex got a healing potion with help from Zafir and Claribold. And also Lex knows that she can get fire-resistant balm there. And we were leaving and going to the next shop.
Perfect. Thank you for that comprehensive breakdown of the last episode.